Hello, this is Kylie from Hello Crafter. Today I'm going to share with you this project. It is a card, but it is a pop-out card. It's a twist and pop panel card. Now this isn't a new design. There's lots of fabulous tutorials online showing you how to make these, but I just thought I would show you my version with the Easter Joy papers and the Woolly Friends bundle. Equipment wise, you're going to have to get yourself a trimmer and a scoring tool. So I've got a scoring blade on my trimmer, so I'll just use that. You'll need a pencil and a ruler and a bone folder as well. And cardstock wise, you'll need a couple of sheets of A4 for this. So you've got half a sheet of A4 that's cut in half lengthways at 10.5 centimetres for the card base. Going to be a 10-fold card base, and then you'll need two other strips of cardstock, and this one measures 26 by 9 and this one measures 20 by 9. So we'll start off with the card base, and we're just going to take this sheet, which again it is 29.7 centimetres long, which is the full length of the A4, and 10.5 wide. I'm going to pop it in the trimmer so that the long edge is along the top, and score it in half at 14.85 centimetres. And that creates our 10-fold card base. Next, take your longer piece, the 26 centimetre piece, and with the long edge along the top, we're going to score at 6.5, 13, and 19.5, and that divides this piece into 4 equal sections, and you will concertina fold like that to form like a W shape. This one requires a bit of scoring and marking up with a pencil. So the first thing I'm going to do is place it into the trimmer with the short edge along the top. I'm going to create a score line halfway down at 4.5 centimetres. So you're creating this horizontal score line across the full length in half. So next, with the long edge along the top this time, we're going to create some pencil marks. And I find it easy to do it on the trimmer because you can measure and mark at the same time. So with this left-hand edge of the cardstock, line that up with the 5.5 centimetre mark. And then you can put a little pencil mark at the top and the bottom that lines up with the groove of the trimmer, and you know that is at exactly 5.5 centimetres. Flip it round 180 degrees and repeat it from the other end. So now you've got these 4 pencil lines, and what we're going to do is join them up on the diagonal. So from the top left to the bottom right, and from the top right to the bottom left. So you can do that really easily in your trimmer too, by lining that top pencil mark with the bottom pencil mark. Line those pencil marks, both of them, up with the groove of the trimmer. Make sure each side is properly lined up. Close it down, do another little check. So you should be able to see those pencil lines in the gap where the blade runs, and score. And the same again on the other side, so just turn it round so that the pencil lines line up. Check again before scoring, and you should get something like that. So the line across, the horizontal line across, and then this cross shape. And this should, in theory, if you've done it right, if you've measured right, they should all line up in the centre. So we're going to fold this section, and I flip it over and I do a mountain fold for the long horizontal line. So that's the mountain. Burnish it really well with your bone folder as you go, and then open it out, and then you're going to fold the diagonal score lines in the opposite direction, so valley fold those. So they will go that way. One there and one there. And then you'll see that if you push those sides in and sort of like bring those mountains together, start pulling them towards the centre, they will automatically want to form this shape here. So you've got the triangle on top, and then you've got these kind of legs sticking out the bottom, and it looks the same on both sides. And then you can really press those down to give those really sharp folds. What you want to find at this stage is that these legs are not overlapping. If you find that they are pushed together a little bit, just try and manipulate, pull them apart just a little bit, hold it down and use your bone folder to really press out so that they are not sticking together. This is perfect because there's a slight gap. I don't mind that at all. So again, just making sure everything is really well pressed. I'll bring this back as well and just do those folds too, so everything is really nicely folded. Okay, now we bring back our card base, and we're going to decorate the inside of this first before we stick the mechanism in. And this paper is the Easter Joy paper. It's gorgeous. It's actually more like cardstock than paper. It's really lovely thick, and it's got the foiling in it as well, so it really sparkles. It's absolutely beautiful paper. I've only got this much of it left now, but I'm going to cut actually 3 pieces of this. So I want 2 bits for the inside and 1 bit for the outside. So for the inside, I'm going to get 2 pieces that measure 10 centimetres wide by 14.3 high. I'm just going to get 2 bits exactly the same. And then for the outside, the front of the card, I'll cut a piece that measures 13.8 high by 9.5 wide. I've actually cut myself a white layer here, which is 0.5 centimetre bigger than this, at 10 by 14.3, and that will layer on just to add an extra sort of border layer really for there. I'll leave that to one side for now and get these glued into place. Before I start to glue anything down, I'm just going to make a couple more pencil marks. So this is going to help me with aligning everything up. So the first one I'm going to do is make a mark right in the centre of the fold line of my card base. So it's 10.5 wide, so I need to make a little mark at 5.25. You can see right in the centre of that line. And then on this one that we folded up, if you fold it back out, so remembering that the point is in the air and we're folding it out, I'm going to make a mark at the top edge right in the centre. So if it's 20 centimetres long, just need to make a little mark at 10 centimetres. So this is just going to help me line things up straight. So we're going to glue this mechanism piece in now. So fold it back up like this with the little legs facing down and the point of the triangle facing up. And we're going to glue it into the card so that it's all straight. The point is at the fold line. It's as close to the fold line as you can get it without restricting that movement of the card closing. It's aligned left and right as well. That's what that marks there to help you do, but you want to keep it as straight as possible. So I'm just going to put some glue at the back on that triangle and just carefully make sure everything's straight. Make sure this is able to still close. The point is almost touching that fold line, and give it a really good press. And then once you've done that, you can add glue to that top triangle and then carefully fold the card over it and give it a good press. So the more carefully you've done that bit, the better this will open. So you'll find that it won't go completely flat when you open it, but you want it as flat as you can because we want to glue this on. So I can get it kind of pretty flat, but you just want to make sure that it's flat when it's closed. If it's not quite flat when it's open, that's okay. Just make sure it's as flat as you can get it, and you can kind of open it and close it a few times. Just make sure when the glue's dry that it's in position. So now we can attach the pop out section to the mechanism. And so, yeah, we need to place this on so that the center fold is a mounting fold. It looks like a W basically on your card. So fold the left side in and the right side in to the center. Place this on so that you line that center point up with that mark you made, the pencil mark you made. Make sure everything's straight along the top and the bottom, everything lines up. And then you're going to glue this pop-up panel to the back mechanism just in two places, and I'll show you. The top right corner and the bottom left corner is where you're going to put your glue. So, and remember this is all folded up still, but I'm just holding it down so that it doesn't move out of place. So I'm going to put glue there, I'm going to put glue there. You can do one at a time if you like, but open that side out and just stick that down. Open this side out and stick that down there. Make sure it's all flat. You can give it a few seconds to fully dry before you test it. And you're going to close it. It's going to turn and twist and fold into the card. The first couple of times you do this, it might be a bit sticky, but the more you play with it, the smoother it gets. Now we just need to decorate the front of the card and these 4 panels, and you can do that with papers. You can stamp little panels, you can put your sentiments in, you can put die cuts in, and you can decorate the front also however you like. But I'm just going to do a really simple design using my Woolly Friends bundle. So let's just get this paper glued onto the front first of all. So I've got my white layer, and then this nice tulip design, daffodils on the front. And I've cut 4 white panels that will fit onto these sections, and these measure 6 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres. I've got 4 of them. I'm just going to stamp a design onto these with my Woolly Friends stamp set. So I've just got Memento black ink, and just going to create a little design, a little scene on here. So I've stamped the body of the sheep and I want to stamp the head, but I realised that that's going to overlap the body. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to flip it round, and I'm going to stamp the head first. And I'm going to put it about here. And then I'm going to make a mask with a post-it note. So just stamp, don't have to re-ink it, but just stamp the head again on the post-it note and cut round it. So I'm just going to cut round exactly on the line. So So that's my little mask, and lay that onto the head, and then take the body and just stamp over it. When you take off the mask, you won't be able to see that double line, so that's worked better. I've got my stamping blends in the colours that coordinate with the papers, so I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to the flowers. And I can add just a little bit of colour to the sheep as well. So I'll give them some little rosy cheeks and the pink ears. And then colour just some of the fur with a crumb cake blend. Just sort of add a bit of shading. I'm also going to stamp an extra sheep that I'm going to use the punch to punch out the head and the body separately. So if I stamp the body over there and the head over there, I can turn the body upside down and punch the body out first. And then I can flip it back round and pop it in and punch the head out second. And this is what I've got. So I'll just add a little bit of colour to this. I'll just set that to one side for a moment and I'll get these panels glued in. I've got some coloured circles here. These ones have been punched out with the 2-inch circle punch, and there's a couple here that have been die cut using the Stylish Shapes dies. So decide what colour you like for the background there. I think I'll maybe use this Shy Shamrock colour, and I'm going to glue that down. This is going to be where my sheep's going to sit. So I'm going to attach the body of the sheep using my dimensionals. And then you can attach the head using dimensionals. If you have one of the little wobblers that you can buy from craft companies, you can use one of those, stick it on the back and then stick it to the body to allow you to give you that little extra interactive element, which is really fun. I have realised that I've just given my last one away, so I am just going to attach that and purchase myself some new wobblers. And then you've got this cute little sheep, and then when you open it up, it's a nice simple design at the front, but all the magic happens when you open the card. I've got a PDF tutorial that goes with this project, and the link to that is below the video. Feel free to download it, and I hope you give this project a go. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.